Jess was stranded in the Arctic due to a plane crash. Every morning, the first thing he did was come here to shovel snow. Underneath the snow was black soil and stones. Jess wasn't planning to build a house. Instead, he used them to form a massive SOS sign for help. The freezing Arctic had trapped him for a month. Luckily, he knew how to set up fishing traps, so he didn't starve to death. But because he had no bait, there were rarely any fish caught. Suddenly, a sound came from a nearby trap. He hurried over and slowly reeled in the line, catching an Arctic-specific salmon. However, Jess wasn't particularly happy. He had been eating this kind of food for a month. There was no source of fire in the Arctic, so he had to eat it raw. This was a huge challenge for his digestive system. After replenishing his food supply, he had to do the most important thing of the day: put on the radio and search for a signal. Due to the influence of the Earth's magnetic field, the coverage area of the radio was reduced. Only when the signal source was very close would the radio light up green. Ever since he arrived in the Arctic, he repeated these tasks every day. But the Arctic isn't just about bitter cold. It also has dangerous locals. The next day, as usual, he went to the trap side and found that the box storing the salmon had been tampered with, and some of the fish were gone. He discovered a huge footprint nearby. It was a polar bear. He scrambled back to his shelter. In the food-scarce Arctic, if a polar bear isn't full, he would become the prey. However, the polar bear didn't seem to be fixated on him. Jess decided to go out again to search for a signal and found the polar bear not far away, but it seemed to be full and didn't attack. He went to a mountain peak and turned on the radio, but just 2 minutes later, a storm appeared in the distance. The storm carried a cold gale towards him. If he continued, he would freeze stiff, so he decided to return to his shelter. Right then, the green light on the radio suddenly lit up. Although it was just for a moment, it gave Jess a glimmer of hope. He desperately turned on the radio, and the green light lit up again. He looked up and searched for the source of the signal. Suddenly, a helicopter appeared. After a month, he finally saw the hope of escaping from here. The helicopter quickly spotted him, and seeing the plane turning back towards him, Jess broke into a long-lost smile. A month had seemed to slow down exponentially. Finally, he was going to be rescued. But fate played another joke on him. The helicopter, affected by the storm, couldn't land. Then, it flew away in the opposite direction.